What is going on, YouTube? Hope you guys are doing fantastic. Today, we're going to be talking behind Spartan Flag's back. We're going to be bullying him a little bit, talking about why he is so bad and why the other starters are better, and then kind of what I would do to kind of fix Spartan Flag, make it so it is viable, purchasable, because for the most part, I've stated before, almost all starters are viable, and that part's true. However, starter upgrades are a different story. Just as a quick run through, Benevolence has two completely viable options. Compassion, 10 out of 10. Heroism, 10 out of 10. Sentinels, Sentinels Embrace, 10 out of 10. Sentinels Boon, 8.5 out of 10. War Flag, War Banner, 10 out of 10. Spartan Flag, 1 out of 10. Worst item in the game. First, I want to take a look at something that's a little funky. War Flag gives protections. Spartan Flag, those protections just disappear. Kind of weird. It's one of the few cases in the entire game that if it has a stat, that stat just gets rid of and then it gets added a new stat. It's weird. It doesn't make a ton of sense. It's probably back when War Banner also gave power, the opposite side also gave power. But they fixed up War Banner, gave it protections, and same cannot be said for Spartan Flag. But let's take a look. 30 physical power, 50 physical or magical power, 250 health, and 15 MP5 along with the passive. What are some other items that give power and health? Vampiric Shroud gives 30 more magical power, 50 more health, 15 more MP5, and also 10% magical lifesteal. I don't know why I said MP5 because that's actually the one other stat it gives, and it's the exact same. But it gives just way better stats across the board. 30 extra power, 50 extra health, and another stat on top of that. Let's look at alternate timeline. Although it's not health, it is stats that are, it's another stat. 50 power, 40 protections of each, which probably is more useful than 250 health, but it can be semi-close depending on your build. And then 10% cooldown also. Warrior's Axe, another case. 45 power, 25 protections of each. Acts of Animosity, 30 protections of each, 250 health, 30% CCR. Tainted Steel, 35 power, 75 magical protections, 25 physical. 55 magical power, 70 physical protections, 25 magical. So even if it is giving power, it's giving a low amount of power. And then if you go down to the passive, the reason you would kind of be buying this item is this 10% increased power to allies. Now, 10% increased power when you hit the enemy, and then that flag drops and it's in that area. It's not too hard of a passive to proc, and usually your team can use that passive. But let's take a look at what you'll be getting from that. The current Hunter build, I'm using Seer instead of Devs because, you know, the God Builder, or the whatever this is called, the Item God Builder, it is not very good. I can't put stacks on a Dev Gloves, but Dev Gloves is 50 power. Seer gives 50 power. So, Devs, Xe, Kins, Odibo, Dom, Titans. This is the standard ADC build right now. 185 power. 10% of 185 is 18.5. You'll be giving 18 power approximately to ADCs. That's it. That's all you'll be doing. Instead of giving them a 30 magical or physical aura, or 20 maybe, or a 15% mitigation, or a shield if they get CC'd, or attack speed, movement speed, healing when you hit something, or, oh, that's not the right one. Wherever Lonos is, which is the same amount of protections as Embrace for the most part. But it's 18. The positive side is it's a lot more for magical. But the current magical build, Pendulum is the same thing kind of. You have to add 70 power. So this is actually 555. But that's still only 55 power. 50 is like, I mean, it's getting closer to a full item because how hard it is to come by for magical power. But still, 50 power on top. Instead of being at 550 power, she would just be at 600 power. The change is pretty minimal, and it's something you have to kind of play around. You have to hit the enemy first, and then you have to kind of get into that area. If you're poking the enemy and then they engage on you, your Spartan Flag is just irrelevant. The other ones are almost always going to be relevant to at least somebody on your team. So that's just kind of the downside of Spartan Flag. I think what I would do to fix this item up and make it a lot more viable and relevant is, instead of making it so it's protection, or I mean power, you make it so it's protections. It doesn't have to be a ton, 35 of each. I mean, even 30 of each if the passive ends up being a little bit stronger when I tell you guys. Giving it protections instead of power. Support don't need power. A lot of the times we need that extra protection, that extra health, or just something else. Like, you could even throw on maybe movement speed or CCR or something just to get something else on here. But it doesn't need to be power. Get rid of the power. Secondly, if you look at the passive, instead of 10% power, I think 10% damage would be a lot better. It's a lot more relevant for tanks like warriors. So if you're just playing full-on dive, just getting extra damage just onto the enemy is just going to be a lot more useful than power. I also think when you're going for objectives, maybe having a way where hitting objectives actually drops a flag too, another way to make it viable. So then it can be kind of a let's burn an objective comp. You could drop it out, maybe Gold Fury, Pyro, Fire Giant. I don't know if that's something they could code where if you hit a big jungle buff or a big jungle minion that it drops, but that'd be another thing you could do to make it viable. Because that 10% power, if you combo with like a Frenzy or a bracer can actually be a lot more relevant on objectives. But right now it's only in fights, only in PvP. But that'd be a good little area for this one to kind of succeed, is if you made it PvP. It could stay power as long as you made it so it hits on the objectives, because then it's like I said, it's something you could do on objectives. But yeah, that's me, my little spiel on Spartan Flag, talking behind his back, bully him a little bit. Got to try to get him in line, get him a little bit stronger. Us supports, we need more viable options, and right now we've got about 5. Well, let's make it 6. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. What would you guys do to Spartan Flag to make it viable? Do you think it's viable? I know some players have an opinion that the item actually feels pretty good. It does have the lowest gold per 5 also, something I'm just noticing now as I'm recording this. That's crazy. They literally hate the item. They actually hate the item. It's got 6 gold per 5. Everyone else has 8. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. See you guys again next time. Peace.